Hello and welcome to Real Watchers Movie Club. My name is Garrett,
And I'm Kevin.
and we are your hosts. Movie Club is the show where we pick a movie every week and discuss it, just like a book club. On today's show, we are covering the college comedy of Animal House. Our thoughts and more are coming up on Movie Club. Released in 1978, Animal House was directed by John Landis and stars John Belushi, Karen Allen, and Tom Hulce. At a 1962 college, Dean Vernon Wormer is determined to expel the entire Delta Tau Chi fraternity, but those troublemakers have other plans for him. The film has a 3.4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Before we dive into our thoughts, though, we do want to issue a spoiler warning for this movie. We're going to be talking about everything that happens in this movie, so we don't want to ruin it for you if you've never seen it before, or if it's been a while since you've seen it. But do stay tuned to the end, though, because we're going to talk about what movie we're covering next week, because it's the last movie of 2025. It is a holiday movie, and will be the last movie before we change up how we're doing things. But we'll explain that more next week. Alrighty, Kevin. So, Animal House was your pick this week.
Yes.
So, why did you choose Animal House?
I chose Animal House because I've always heard about it. I've always heard like everybody's really it's a funny movie. It's always referenced in places in different movies as well. And so I wanted to check it out because I've never seen it before, know about it, but never seen it. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, it was like I was in the same boat. I've always seen it referenced. I've always seen people talk about it. I've known the name for forever. You literally can't think about college movies without thinking Animal House. So I was like, okay, like let's it's finally time to check it out. And it was only going to be on Netflix till the end of the month, so it was kind of a good timing. But now that we have finally checked it out, it was your choice. So why don't you go ahead and lead us off?
I'm just gonna say it's spoiler alert already because this is not a good movie, I don't think. Like I understand if you like grew up on this movie or watched it like in the old days, like the 90s and stuff like that. It's totally different from what it is now, and it's not memorable for me. Like I couldn't tell you who the main character is in this movie. I don't remember their names. Like it's and it's supposed to be like a drama comedy. That's what it says on here. There's not a really, it wasn't funny to me either, I don't think.
I'm right there with you. I did not think this was a particularly good movie, which is really odd. I feel like I'm glad that when I say I'm glad that we're both on the same page, but like I'm glad that we're both on the same page because this might be our lowest rated movie on Movie Club ever, which is a lot of fun to actually talk about. So that's why I'm excited to talk about it today. I'm right there with you. Like there is no main character in this. Like It's kind of weird. Like we're introduced to two characters in the beginning who then become such nothing characters that they just disappear pretty much throughout most of the movie. One of them is actually a pedophile, which is kind of fun. Yeah, you know. But then, like, also in that, no one is likable.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Bluto as John the character, but not really. Like
I did not care for anyone here.
No, I couldn't tell you. I saw Kevin Bacon in this movie, and I went, "Is that Kevin Bacon in this movie?" And I had to look it up really quick because it was just so out of left field. And I was like,
I think it's one of his first movies, if I'm not mistaken, or towards the beginning of his career for sure. But yeah, man, like no one's likable. None of the Animal House characters are likable. No one of like obviously none of the preppier people are likable. No one is a good person in this.
No one's a good person. And like the preppy people don't have it out for the Delta House or anything like that. So there's no story that has driven them to like fight. I would like to see like fraternity fights or something like that. That would have been a much, I think, cooler way. But no, it's them trying not to get expelled. And it just didn't work for me.
There isn't so much of a story as much as it is a loose, strung together group of shorts and skits almost. It's not shorts. It's one cohesive movie, but it feels like it's just like set pieces instead of like a plot.
Yeah.
Like obviously they're trying not to get expelled, right? They like, oh, we got to protect our house, even though they're, they don't take care of their house in any way. But it's like, am I supposed to care that they get expelled? I kind of want them to I want the whole school to get bulldozed at this point.
I didn't care at all.
No.
And I was just like, I guess maybe it would have been funnier if they did get expelled and then trying to sneak back into school or something like that. And I know it could have gone so many other different ways, but it didn't. And that's where I think it fails in this movie as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this was with you either. This is only an hour and 50 minutes. This felt very long to me.
Hour 50? Yeah. So 109 minutes. I wouldn't say this one felt long. I think at least because it was a loosely strung together group of things and there was always something happening. It did, like, I would say it did flow pretty well. I never checked my watch. I never was like, I'm sure if you did, then that's totally fine. But like, for me, like, I sat and watched the entire thing. I was just kind of like, all right, then it's over. Like, I think 20 minutes in though, I was like, okay, like, why do I care? Like, that quick. And it's just like, but I think the flow is fine. Like, that was, if anything, it was one of the better parts of it, is that it didn't like slow down. It just kept going. And it only really gets a plot though when they get expelled. Yeah. That's when the story actually comes in. That's with what, 20 minutes left in the movie?
It's just I don't want to say I regret watching this, because you can't regret watching a movie that you've never seen before. So, but
I mean, there's very few movies that I regret watching. I do not regret watching this at all. It's a very famous and popular movie, so I'm glad that I now say that I can see it. There are also some positive things with this movie. Okay. John Belushi's fantastic. He's like that main gross kind of guy. He's of the entire cast, he's the only one that I came close to liking. And just because he's like, I think he actually had the one line that made me laugh this entire movie.
Which one was that one?
Was when I was like, that was stupid.
That's gross.
No, yeah. Towards the end of the movie when they get expelled and he's like, 7 years of hard work for nothing. Yeah. I was like, okay, that was funny. But like he just played, that character feels so made for him that it was perfect. And I love John Belushi as a comedian, so I was like, he's the only one that I was like, okay, he's actually funny. Karen Allen's character is also not terrible either. She's the girlfriend that is of the one, like, the chapter vice, I don't even know his name, man. Like, she's a girl from Indiana Jones that's in this. Like, she's not a great character either, because she does some bad things, but like, again, no one's likable. But like, I think John Belushi is good. There are a couple of moments that do make me laugh, and I wish I could tell you what they were, because it gets drowned out in the nothingness.
Yes.
Like, I will say, like, there's the part, for some reason, why the two guys that we think are our main characters are doing like that drill instructor thing, and then you have which is weird, and then then you have the other two. Was it the other two guys from Animal House that are up on the ridge with the golf balls? Yeah, like, that was actually kind of funny because they kept failing.
I thought they were the preppy.
No, the prep guys were the ones at the drill thing, because they were hitting him at Niedermeyer.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah. Also, the whole thing with the horse in the dean's office.
Oh god.
Because when it just has a heart attack, and then they're like, "No, it is Blanks," and then they all run out. That was funny. But then also later on, when the dean is talking to the mayor in the office, and the guy's like measuring the horse, and then pulls out the chainsaw, and then it just cuts away. That was good too. Other than that, that I can think of, no laughs. I think I actually groaned more than I laughed at this movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially like like we talked about the zit one. That's just disgusting. First of all, it's not funny, and I know he meant it to be funny, but it's just I've heard so much about this movie, and unfortunately, it did not come up with the hype, or it wasn't what I was expecting. and I don't know what I was expecting then from this movie.
It lives up to nothing, none of the hype, none at all.
Mm-mm.
Like John Belushi does. I will say John Belushi does. He's the best part of this movie, but nothing else does. And I was so disappointed watching this. Also, I honestly, you didn't go to like a university, right? Or did you?
No.
Okay. So I've gone to. I'm not holding this over your head, and I don't want it to be implied that way. But like, I've gone to a university. I've gone to a 4-year university, and I'm now taking a master's. Right. This is not the college experience. It's not like this at all. And I get so mad watching these movies because like all the fraternities at my college just did charity work. And like,
really?
Yeah, they did not party. They didn't like, hold like there were no parades. There were no toga parties. No one did that. Like, granted, mine was more of like a commuter school, but we still had fraternities and sororities.
No, yours a 4 years. It's not like a community college.
No, a commuter. Like, people don't live on campus as much as like a Harvard or like something like that. A lot of people travel from cities nearby.
Oh,
right?
okay.
I don't want to say which college it is because I don't want to get doxxed anyway. But like that's just not that experience. And I know several people who've gone to college, even people who were fraternity brothers and stuff, and it's not like this. And I think it creates this false expectation of what college is going to be like. You know, they're like, oh, it's going to be like, you got to go do it, but then you're going to be able to party. Maybe you'll meet a girl or a guy or whatever. And then what it is, it's actually just crushing debt. And then you get out of it, and then you realize that it probably wasn't even worth it.
Nope.
But like, other than that, there's really not a whole lot else to say about this movie. There's no real story. There's no real good characters. Everyone's an asshole, and you almost loathe every minute you're with them. And I mean, it's got a couple of funny moments here and there. Like, I probably made you laugh more talking about those moments than you actually did in the moment.
Yeah, you probably did.
Which is crazy because this film is made by so many people who are so talented. And, you've got John Landis directing, who is the same director who did An American Werewolf in London, same director that did Coming to America and Trading Places, and Three Amigos. Like, he is a very, very talented director. Also did Twilight Zone movie thing, and I believe his short was the one that got the guy killed, and he never faced punishment for it. But it's also written by one of them is Harold Ramis, who is a writer and actor in the Ghostbusters movies. Also, he directed Vacation and Caddyshack and Groundhog Day, and has also been an actor in a couple things as well. Like, genuinely a talented comedian. But so why is this movie not funny? It's like, obviously, what needs to be very clearly stated right now, because I know there's a lot of people who are probably going to watch this and get like, how did they not like it or whatever? Comedy and horror are those two genres that are so subjective because it's all about what you find scary, how you find it scary or funny, how you find it scary or funny, and different things are going to make you think differently.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
this just did nothing for me.
No, it did literally nothing for me too. That, like you said, there was a couple of moments where I was like, that's good. But like, when we have game night and stuff, when we have like the dark jokes that we just crack up with or something like that, and that's where I think I like the is funnier than what is happening here. But again, it is 1978, so not a lot of like current day stuff.
There are comedies of that time, like Caddyshack, or
I've never seen Caddyshack.
Like Blazing Saddles or Young Frankenstein, that are still to this day some of, like, Monty Python, that are still some of the funniest things ever. Like Holy Grail was 3 years before this.
Okay, so are they taking it too seriously in this movie?
No, I don't think they took it seriously enough. I think it almost feels like they were just all hanging out on set and they just kind of filmed things in character. And there were very few moments where they were actually like acting.
Okay, I can see that too, because if it was that close to Monty Python is a, no pun intended, a grail. I feel like it's
Holy Grail is a masterpiece. Yeah.
But the thing is, it's a different type of comedy too. That's the other thing.
Yes.
So, and some people, again, like we said, comedy is two different types of comedies can be funny to two different types of people. Monty Python for me is a masterpiece, I feel like, of comedy. But this one it didn't.
But it's like, I know several people who don't find Monty Python funny who would probably find this funny.
Yes,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
It's all in what you think is funny or scary or whatever. Film is subjective. Film is art. This movie, like it or not, is art, right? Because it is a creation that multiple people brought together to share something with you. And I mean, it doesn't hit all of the nails on the head, but that's okay. Nope. It doesn't have to. For some people, it did. I went back and watched the Siskel and Ebert review of this, and they enjoyed it. So it's like, yeah. What are you gonna do?
But times have changed too.
Times change. I mean, humor changes. I mean, it also kind of doesn't help that we get less comedies than ever, right?
Yes.
But that's just part of the time. Alrighty, Kevin, so this was your pick. Why don't you go ahead and wrap it up for us? Give us your final thoughts and a score.
Yeah, so my final thoughts of this movie was very disappointing, unfortunately, because I've always been looking forward to older comedies, and especially ones that have been, I don't want to say hyped up, but have been talked about a lot, especially with like my mom and dad who probably saw this movie when it came out, stuff like that. They always talk about it, but unfortunately there's no plot to the story. There's no one that I care about or don't care about. There's, again, no story, no plot, and I thought it would be so much more funnier than it actually is, unfortunately. And that's where it stops me from even getting I gave it 1 star out of 5, which is a 22 out of 100, but it's just stopping me because it just didn't tickle my funny bone or anything like that. It was just for me, it was a little bit dragged on too. And like you said, it looks like a lot of short videos just put in together to make one long video. But it does have like the same people in it and everything, but it just didn't live up to what everybody talks about it as.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much in the same boat here. I think it's a very unfunny movie with not a lot of good or likable characters. There's no real plot. I'm really kind of just echoing what you said, right? Like, John Belushi is great here. I love John Belushi here. And there are a few funny moments. There's one that actually made me laugh out loud, which is more than I can say for a lot of other comedies. But I just did not see the hype for this. I can see how people would enjoy it. I just don't get enjoyment out of movies that are about a whole group of douchebags, but some of them are bigger douchebags than others, and then the bigger douchebags get their comeuppance. I mean, I will say at the end, the one part I didn't mention was the end when they kind of go over what happened to everyone. That was kind of funny. There were some fun jokes in there, but other than that, I just did not really enjoy this movie. I did give it a slightly higher rating though. I gave it a 28 out of 100, which is not like the biggest improvement in the world. But that's also a 28 out of 100, which is 1 star out of 5 on Letterboxd. Maybe I'll watch this again later and I'll find it funnier. Maybe I'm not with the right maybe I have to be with someone who was watching it at the time and found it really funny, and maybe they'll kind of get me to appreciate it more. It's always possible, because our opinions change over time. But question now falls to you. What do you think of Animal House? I'm sure you're probably already have typed a comment about why we're wrong. But go ahead and leave those comments down in the comment section down below. But just remember to be respectful of one another and us, because it's not that hard. But next week is our final episode of 2025, and we're going to be covering the holiday classic Home Alone, which Macaulay Culkin was just on. What's it called? The deathbed meals or whatever, that show, or like your final meals or whatever. And they asked him, like, what was your, do you think Die Hard's a Christmas movie? And he said no. And so I immediately lost respect for him. Because Die Hard is a Christmas movie. But make sure to watch Home Alone before next week so you're not spoiled. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Next week is that whole episode. And then we'll talk about our new whole schedule type when it comes up to the month after that. But make sure to like, comment, subscribe. This show goes live every single Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then obviously our live stream goes live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, make sure to keep those eyes on the screen.